Isa ito sa mga issue na nire-raise ng mga ibang federal party, no? Sinasabi nila dito na the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. At ang primary example po natin diyan is yung nakita nating datos na between the CEOs and the rest of the working population.
Halos katumbas ng karaniwang taunang sweldo ng isang Canadian worker ang agad ng kinita ng top 100 CEOs ng Canada tanghali ng January 2. Ito ayon sa bagong report na inilabas ng Canadian Center for Policy Alternatives.
I think that the trend continues to be the same, which is that CEOs get paid vastly more than regular workers and that gap is much, much larger than it was historically. There's some good news in this year's report. One of the good news points is that workers are clawing their way back against higher prices. They're seeing their wages go up on average 7% from the previous year.
Si David McDonald ang mayakda ng report na ito na nalamang bagamat bahagyang lumiit ang pay gap kung ikukumpara noon, mahigit $13 milyong pa rin kung susumahin ang sweldo ng top CEOs noong 2023.
Bonuses make up the vast majority of CEO pay now. 81%. That has been growing over time. These bonuses are becoming increasingly important. And there was driving the gap between workers and CEOs.
Kung tututukan naman ang datos batay sa 2021 census, sa bawat $1 na kinikita ng non-visible minority employee, 74 cents lamang ang kinikita ng Pilipinong manggagawa o mas mababa ng 25.9%.
Unang-una kasi marami sa ating mga kababayan na Pilipino, no, na pumunta dito sa Canada as an immigrant, marami sa kanila ay na-select under the economic selection program ng ating immigration. Pero ang problema naman pagdating dito sa Canada, hindi nagagamit yung kanilang skills. Ano? So may issue pa rin po ng credentials recognition. At dahil po hindi nare-recognize yung kanilang international experience, they stay on lower wage occupation. Number two, assuming po na certify yung kanilang credentials, ano, at kumbaga na-consider po yung kanilang experience, ang problema naman po pagdating nila sa susunod na step is nakararanas naman po sila ng diskriminasyon, ano, within the labor market.
Gayunpaman, duda ang ilang ekonomista sa bagong report. Anila, tila dinisenyo raw ito para mabahala ang publiko. Hindi rin daw nito sinasama ang workers' compensation, kabilang ang bonuses, paid vacation days, health insurance at ilang kakayahang dala ng mga CEO para sa kumpanya. Gayunpaman, nilinaw daw ng report na hindi dahilan ng global competition para sa highly skilled individuals at karamihan ng top 100 CEOs ay na-promote sa loob mismo ng kumpanya.
76 of these top CEOs were not hired directly into the CEO chair, despite the fact there's plenty of money to do that. They were hired at an inferior position and worked their way up.
Nananawagan si McDonald ng wealth tax para sa pinakamayayaman na posible raw makalikom ng higit $30 bilyong kada taon na pwede raw ilaan sa affordability issues.
In terms of dun sa mga CEOs, halimbawa, makikita natin that yung mga CEOs, underrepresented dyan yung mga BIPOC. Kinakailangan po na magkaroon ng tinatawag natin na transparency, no? In terms of sa mga hiring practices din ng mga malalaking company.
Umaasa rin ang mayakda ng report na maibabalik ang debate tungkol dito sa susunod na federal election. Teresa Redula, Omni News, Toronto.